to go. So here we are. The first thing I wanted to say is flights. Now, you've all in the process. Joey, have you found a flight from California yet to connect down into Peru?
What time are other people getting into Cusco?
We have some options. We're trying to figure it out. It's a little bit complex.
Okay.
So we're almost there. I promise.
We'll have something this morning.
We'll have something today.
Okay, great. Okay, send them through.
Okay.
All right. Johnny, you're all organized with your flight, aren't you? You just need a return flight.
I got a flight there, and then
Okay.
I need to sort out getting back.
Okay, I just want to say once again, for fear of repeating myself and sounding like a nagging beast from Wiltshire, but you have to enter Peru with proof of you leaving Peru. Isn't that right, girls? There's no getting around it. If you don't have that outbound flight, you will not be allowed to enter the country. Don't cock it up like these two girls in Costa Rica and were then incarcerated for 48 hours. Do not do that to me and to your parents. Okay, so that is, I can't emphasize that enough. The other thing about the flights is when you land at Lima, you're all going to pick up your bags and then go through the internal terminal and re-upload, re-enter your bags. Okay, so don't think you're going to see them in Cusco. You have to pick them up in Lima. Is that right, girls? Anything else about the flights? From Jolyn and Kerry? No?
Can I ask a question quickly?
Yeah, go, Ollie.
What bags do we want? Like, not a suitcase, right? Do we want like the big DV one?
Yeah, if you take a suitcase, you will regret that. If you take a suitcase on wheels, we will laugh at you. So no, we won't. But yes, I would take, if you've got a big DV bag, take it because it's really useful for chucking on buses, trains, planes, If you don't, or if you want to bring a big backpack. Okay, what, Jolyn? 60-litre backpacking bag. Okay, so I say the really big bag where you're going to have all your daily gear needs to be a bag which is durable DV bag. Oh, here's Pia. Durable DV bag-ish, or those big North Face roller bags, you know, they're really thick plasticky bags. But the key is that you've got a backpack which is going to be useful for all your day treks and the Machu Picchu check. So Jolyn, just going about what you've said in the back with the equipment, is it all right if they bring a backpack which is with all their gear in? It usually is about an 80-litre bag or a big roller bag. But the key is that they have a really good day rucksack of about 25 to 30 litres. Yeah, you happy with that? Okay, cool. Exactly. Okay, great. Okay, while we're on kit and equipment, we can't emphasize enough how changeable the weather's going to be. So you've got to imagine that you're walking in the mountains, and 1 minute it can be sunny, the 1 minute it can rain, and the 1 minute it can be cold, hot, and everything in between, and it can change in the process of an hour. So please bring layers. Okay, you can get groovy hats and groovy jumpers out there, but you just want to go organized, yeah, with the basics. Yeah, shoes, emphasizing again a good pair of, if you've got trekking shoes, great, bung them in your bag. But if you're starting from a fresh, you actually are going to buy something new, then those good Salomon trekking shoes, trekking trainers are really good. Okay, girls, ladies in Peru, Kerry and Jolyn, anything else to add about equipment? Clothes, trousers. I can send a list in the chat. Don't worry, I sent them your list and our list. So they've got that list. It was just, you know, hats, layers, don't forget. Okay, anyone happy? Everyone happy with what they're going to pack? Don't want the phone call next week saying, what am I going to pack? This is it. Okay, money, you're going to get the local currency out there at the ATMs. Okay, so don't try getting local currency out before you arrive. That will just be boring and a waste of time. But take $100 cash with you just for emergencies. Happy? Take your, I know all of you, not you, Joey, but in this country, everyone has a Monzo or a Revolut card. They're fantastic, but also take a debit card because they don't work everywhere. And take 2 telephones. Okay, it's guaranteed that one of you is going to lose, drop, or get a phone nicked. So take a backup phone. Okay.
What kind of debit card do you recommend?
Any, Hamish, anything, your normal debit card from home.
Oh, right. Okay.
Yeah. So you know, it's just having a couple of options of ways to buy things, spend things, so that, you know, if you lose one, you've got a backup. Okay.
Sorry, why the second phone?
The second phone is that the post, if you lose your phone, okay, you won't be able to get a new phone out there. Okay, they're really expensive and you won't be able to get one posted to you. So take a second phone as a backup.
Okay,
Okay.
thank you.
Everyone else, good on the equipment. I know people like Rosalind and Ollie, we are repeating ourselves, but it's always good to have a refresher. So the itinerary in the first weekend, Jolyn, do you want to just talk about the first weekend? You're going to be picking everyone up. That's the aim at Cusco Airport. So for everyone else, you're going to make your own way. If you arrive at Lima and you've got time to kick around at the airport and make your way to the internals terminal to do the Cusco journey, where you'll meet Jolyn with a lovely sign welcoming you. So Jolyn, do you want to just talk to everyone about the first weekend and, you know, everyone just acclimatizing that first weekend, getting used to each other, the new way of life, new way of living?
Yeah, absolutely. I'd be so happy to talk about that. And hi, everyone. My name is Jolyn. I have been working with Millie to develop this program for almost a year now. So it's so exciting that you all felt the call to come to Peru, because it's such a magical place. And I'm so excited to share that with you. I've been here or living here for almost 3 years now. And the whole time I've been working with the Andean Alliance for Sustainable Development, which is a great NGO here. We do a lot of work in campesino communities, which you all will get to see and visit. And that's such a unique experience, because a lot of times when people are coming through the Sacred Valley, they just see a lot of the tourist traps and they don't really get to see and experience the culture. And so I'm really excited to share that all with you, with my compañera, which we would say in Spanish, or my counterpart, Carrie. She also will be joining us and also be my co-leader for this adventure. And I'm really excited because I actually did a gap year as a leader with a different organization for about a year. And it was just so fun to be with gap years and be a part of that experience. I felt like I took a gap year too. So to have you all be a part of this experience is really exciting. So anyways, the first week when you guys get here to Cusco, I will be with a driver who will pretty much be driving us everywhere throughout the program. His name is Manuel, and we will be there holding a sign. Like, you'll walk out of the airport and we can't get very close, but we'll be in the parking lot behind this fence, and you'll just see us. And now that you know what I look like as well, it'll be much more easier to spot me. And yeah, we'll go straight to Calca, which is a town in the Sacred Valley where the office is located and where you'll be staying with your host families. We're going to split up the host families with boys and girls. So the 6 girls will be staying together and the 4 boys will be staying together with these amazing families. Has anyone ever stayed with a host family before? Yes. Who's would it be their first time? Yes, it's such a great experience, and you don't even have to worry much about your Spanish because you all will kind of be together, working together to figure things out. So I wouldn't worry too much about anything related to that. But yeah, the host family is an amazing experience. So we will be bringing you straight to their houses, and from there they'll have a late dinner ready for you, and then you can definitely like go to bed because I know it's a long travel day. And then I think I can be flexible with the time if there's a better time in the morning, but I was thinking around 10 a.m. to do a really short basic orientation with you all, just to get you a little bit more acclimated to the town and just what you'll be doing. So that would be on Saturday at 10 a.m. And then depending on your energy levels, I am open to giving you a free day on Sunday. It's really up to you, or I can take you on a really short hike up to, there's a chapel here and it's just like a panorama view of the town. If we don't do that on Sunday, we would do that another time. So I'm really open with giving you guys time to like rest and feel rejuvenated before we really start jumping in. And also with the altitude, sometimes takes time for readjusting because we're about at 3,000 meters. So yeah, it's no joke when you get into the Cusco area. And then from there, we will be pretty much the first week is more service work. So we'll be at an organic generational family farm. And we will be working a couple hours during the day with them and then doing cultural activities during the week. And the second week is really focused on different cultural sites and ruins. The third week we'll be visiting different campesino communities, and a couple of those communities are communities that we have implemented projects in as well. And then the fourth week is Machu Picchu trek. So that's kind of how it's divided. And I'm really open to a little bit of autonomy as well, especially since this is our first Peru program with the LEAP. I really want to make this an amazing experience for you all. So yeah, I'm really open to see what the flow looks like, but that is more or less what the bigger picture is, and then what it will look like on the ground when you first get here.
Awesome, thanks. Anyone got any questions on the itinerary, pick up first weekend? Go, Joey.
So I don't know if there's anybody else coming from the US, but since I'm coming from the US, what general time will everybody else be getting here so I can like figure out pickup in terms of, you know, like time?
Joey, I sent you the flight that everyone's going to be on for Friday.
Oh, I didn't see that.
Oh, okay. I'll resend it to you, the flight.
Thank you.
And then you can coordinate with that so that
That's
hopefully
excellent.
you could get in. Okay,
Thank
the
you so
same
much.
time. Okay. Okay, so the other thing was little gifts for the homestay. So Jolyn, Kerry, are you really happy? Are we talking like a box of biscuits from the UK or something special from the States? You know, oh, it's just a little gesture, isn't it? Yeah, it's something so simple. Just a
Yeah,
pop
it
in the
can
bag.
be anything that's special to you. I think one time I just brought something that my mom made, like she toasted some like almonds, like sugar coated almonds. And I just like brought those in little goodie bags. I'm like, my mom made this. So it can even be something that's like really special in that way. I think anything is a really nice gesture that's like different and something that you want to share with them. I think it's a great opportunity to really think about like what is something that probably is overlooked of how common it is to you, and probably like realize that that's something that they've never tried before or they've never seen before. Or maybe it can be, I think sometimes hats are good that has like, maybe a sports team. A lot of people will do that from like their hometown or something like that, or a t-shirt is fine too. I know that the girl's mom, Glennie, she wears aprons. So like getting her apron could wear, I don't know, it could be like really whatever you think that would be a really nice gift, but a default could be any type of sweets. I think is like also really easy to bring along and know that it's going to be enjoyed by someone.
Yeah. Daisy, would you mind, because one of the mums has called me today saying, will you ask one of the girls if they would carry out a very small thing, because she's traveling now. Would you take a small gift, 2 small gifts, if I got her to send one to you?
I can do that.
Thanks so much. Okay, and the other thing about the homestays is food. Is it sensible we do this in Costa Rica? For if people absolutely kind of love peanut butter or Marmite, or kind of they have a kind of some weird and wonderful, like my son put soy sauce on everything he eats. Is that a good idea, or is that deemed as rude? What's the polite thing to do?
I think that's totally fine. Depending on what it is, you can find some things here, not always in the town Calca, but in other places. So yeah, like for example, there are peanut butter and like nut butters, but they're not always here in Calca. But then there's other things. So yeah, if there's something that like, if you love sriracha or something like that, like definitely like if you want to bring it to put on your meals and know that it's also a gesture to share with others, I think that's totally fine. I think it would be a little strange if you just kept it for yourself and not offer it at least to your host family to try if you're in front of them and like putting it on. Yeah, I think it's totally fine though to do that because it does feel good if you're more possibly getting like homesick, to have something like that is like really comforting in that way. So yeah, it's really up to you, but surprisingly there's a lot of other things you can actually find here too. So you can always ask me as well if there's something that you're craving.
Okay.
Bring.
Okay. Great. Okay, so anyone got any other questions, thoughts, queries? Go, Johnny.
Is it recommended we bring any dollars?
Yes, I think it's worth taking $100 cash on you, and you have that as kind of emergencies, but you get the local currency out when you're there from the ATMs.
Yeah, I can speak on that. Exactly. I mean, there's like exchange houses in Cusco that are going to have a lower rate if you want to exchange the dollars into soles. Some people will take the dollars, sometimes depending on where you are, but dollars are something that they do take here. And also at the banks, you can also exchange there. You just need to have some type of proof of vaccination to enter banks specifically here, just as like a FYI. So that's also, there's a bank here in Calca. So that's also a simple thing to do if you're only with dollars and you don't have enough to take out the ATM. There is also 2 ATMs located here in Calca. ATMs are mainly what I use to take out money. So yeah, you can definitely rely on the ATMs here as well, but dollars are not a bad idea just to have on hand.
Okay, cool. Anyone else? Anything else? Yeah, go, Joey.
So I have a couple of questions regarding the banks or the ATM specifically. How bad is the exchange rate? Because I know like in my past travels, they've been kind of rough depending on where you are. So in Calca or in Cusco, I don't know where you're going to be exchanging, but what's the typical exchange rate?
Yeah, I mean, oh, go ahead.
No,
You probably know.
you go, Jolyn.
It's really not that different than if you were just exchanging dollars. What really gets you is the ATM fee. That's like $6 or $7. So that's where it cuts in, is that the exchange rate isn't so bad compared to like if you physically had the dollars. It's depending on your bank, and if because I know some banks, they waive the ATM fee, so you might want to just talk to your bank and see if that's a possibility, because they're like, yeah, sometimes they're up to like $7 or maybe like $6 worth. And that can add up if you're taking out, because some ATMs only let you take out about $100 at a time, and then there's other things, and that's specifically here in Calca. So if you're wanting $200 out, then that's going to be around like a $10 or $11 ATM fee. And so, yeah, it can definitely add up depending on how much money you're taking out.
Jolyn,
Okay,
on talking about money, so all the meals are included throughout, you know, and all the kind of activities. So it's just in the evenings going out for a few drinks. So on average, how much does a typical beer cost?
Yeah, that's a great question. It depends on if you want like artisanal beer or the local beer, because that's going to be a huge difference. But one of like, there's like these bigger bottles that usually people will buy and like share it amongst themselves. Or you, there are places here in Calca, I don't know them very well, that where you can probably go out and get like a cocktail or a drink. But it's not going to be more than, I don't know. I live on Soles, so I'm trying to think of what that would be in dollars, like $2 or $3 worth for one drink or less, depending on what it is. So yeah, the drinks here are much more cost effective.
Yeah. Okay.
Or cheaper for sure. But yeah, it just depends. I think what you'll probably be spending more money on is when you want to go shopping to get really nice alpaca sweaters. I mean, alpaca sweaters are amazing to get here. They're really nice quality wool. And those are gonna, depending on the quality, they range up to like $100 worth for like a sweater here. So that's where you're gonna spend a lot more of your money, is on like gifts for yourself and for your family and friends and all of that. But as far as meals, everything's included with your host families, unless you want to go out to dinner one night or something like that. You just have to communicate with them that you're not going to be around, so that they don't make food for you. And then that's totally fine. That would be out of your pocket to go out to that dinner or whatever that might be. It's just really important to have clear communication with them. And I'll speak a little bit more to that during our orientation as well.
Okay. All right. Perfect. Sorry, Joey. So I interrupted you. What was your other question?
No. You're all okay. So I have a couple of questions. How many COVID tests should we bring? COVID tests aren't included and they're on the packing list. So how many do you recommend?
You will need one to get back into the States, but you will need an official COVID test, which will be done in, in town, professionally. But I don't know, just take a kind of, are they easy to come by in the States? Because if they're not, don't sweat it. In the England, you get a pack of 5 for, and they're free. So it's just easy for us to kind of grab them. But if it's not in the States, don't panic. Don't worry.
They're harder than that, but they're easy enough that I can bring some.
Take a packet. Take 3 or 4 or whatever's in a packet. Okay. And it's highly unlikely that you're going to get it, and we don't want everybody kind of massively testing themselves every day, all day. But it's just, if you feel ill, it's just quicker to do it at home than making a doctor's appointment, isn't it, Jolyn and Kerry? It's just easy. Okay.
And then my next question, is it sensible to bring a course of antibiotics on the trip?
Well, you're in the States, you can get such products over the counter, which, pretty much, yes, I would. if you could get them, take one, especially if you know, kind of antibiotics, which are help. Oh, you can get them easily here too, in Peru. Oh, how fantastic. Oh, love a country where you can just easily, not like in England, you have to literally beg them to give you antibiotics. Yeah, but check your dosage. So yes, but it's not a train smash if you can't, because as Jolyn said, you can get them in the pharmacies there. Okay, cool. All right, anyone else? All happy? All happy for your fly off tomorrow? Liv, are you happy with everyone's admin?
Let me do one last little sweep.
Liv's checking, you know she hounds you for the admin.
I've got a few more payments coming, a few more flights.
Few more flights, few more payments. Okay, they're all dribbling in. But other than that, the most important thing is that return out of Peru flight. Don't cock that up. And we know you've got to do that salute, that fun, weird form, that Ministry of Health form. It's a bugger of a form, isn't it, girls? I mean, who asked me earlier about it? Was it you, Johnny? Was it?
Yeah, I was asking. It says you have to do it. Like you can only do it 72 hours before your flight, so I couldn't do it. But it wasn't like England wasn't listed as United Kingdom, or the translation to United Kingdom. It was the translation of England, which is like Inglaterra or something. So I just couldn't find that.
Okay, so it is there, but it's Inglaterra. All right. Okay. Thanks, Johnny, for doing our research. Okay, it's good to get a screenshot of the form in case you aren't able to connect to the Wi-Fi in Lima. Okay, perfect. A screenshot, or if you're old-fashioned, old school like me, print it off. Okay, print it off and shove it under their noses in immigration, as well as your COVID tests, proof of your COVID tests. Okay, for the Brits, you go onto the NHS app and download your travel document. You're fit for travel. Joey, I don't know what it looks like in the States, and Pia, I don't know what it looks like for you either, but you need to dangle proof. All right. Okay, well, that is all from me on my list. We're really envious of your adventure. It is exciting. Kerry and Jolyn are going to make it rock for you. Any problems when you're out there, they are your girls. You know, they will sort everything out, keep the pace of the program going, keep you busy, fulfilled, keep you on track, so that, you know, you see a part of Peru that no normal backpacker gets to see. And that really is what it's all about. Machu Picchu in itself, but even with that, you're going on a really special Machu Picchu tour with a special guide who is not run-of-the-mill. He speaks more languages than most guides and is going to take you to places which are going to be exceptional, aren't they? I mean, you are really lucky to be doing this. It's a privilege. So I wish you well. I really do. And we're here all of next week to answer your phone calls, but hopefully we have nailed it today. Okay. So everyone happy? Yeah, good.
I have a question. I know, Millie, we were talking about possibly making a WhatsApp group so we can all be in touch, right? I don't know if we want to do that on the call now, or if everyone wants to type in there. I don't know how what you were thinking for that, but I would love that, just in case you guys want to reach out to me personally with any other questions. I'm super happy to answer them as well, like specific with Peru or the itinerary host families. I think that is super helpful.
We will set that up on well, you don't really want me. Are all the telephone numbers in MyLeap? They should be in MyLeap. Okay, we will set it up on Monday. Okay,
perfect.
It's Friday afternoon now. I've lost the will to live. I'm going home. Monday morning we'll set that all up. Okay,
Perfect.
all right.
Yeah.
Okay, take care, everyone, and happy travels.
Thank you.
And
So
thanks,
excited
Kerry
to
and
meet you
Jolyn.
all.
Good luck with this lot.
Ciao. Hasta
Bye.
luego.
Bye, bye,
Thank
bye.
you.
Thank you.
Thank you.